Friends, before starting today's horror story, I would like to tell you a very interesting stat. 80% of our viewers who watch our stories haven't subscribed to our channel. And if you are one of them, you have to do a small task where you have to click to the subscribe button and also press the bell icon so that you are the first to get the notification as soon as our video arrives. Giana, a middle-aged girl, was incredibly thrilled as she had gone to Michigan, a city in America, to celebrate Valentine's Day with her husband Theodore. Giana had arranged everything well in advance, as it was really one of the best days for both of them as a couple, starting with a picnic at a nearby forest, followed by a dinner at the seaside of a popular place, Lake Huron. But the bliss that they had thought would stay the whole day lingered for some time, because as they arrived at the hotel, Theodore got a call for a business meeting from his office. Theodore couldn't avoid that business meeting as it was related to some new projects that his boss had talked about in the company, and thus, he started working as soon as he reached the hotel room. As Theodore started working, Giana and Theodore had a disagreement for the same reason, since Theodore didn't spend any time with Giana for quite some time. He used to work for the entire 24 hours and never thought about doing anything special for his partner. And this day, just like the other ones, had been a bad one for Giana, as she didn't have anyone to spend time with on the Valentines. It was really unlucky for Giana. The fight had gotten so bad that Giana left the room in anger without telling him where she was going. Theodore as well ignored Giana and started working in anger. When his anger lessened after completing the meeting that he had to attend, he started wondering about where Giana was. It was already 10 o'clock in the night, and she had not returned till now, nor had she given any call to him, which never usually happened before, as they had been married for quite some time now, and Giana was a very mature woman when it came to these things. Theodore started calling her in worry, but when Giana didn't pick up his calls, he went out to look for her outside the hotel, but to his disappointment, Giana wasn't present there as well. He sat in his car that was parked just in front of the hotel and started searching in the whole city. He tried searching for Giana across the whole area where the hotel was located, but he couldn't find her anywhere. He was tired driving his car across different places, but then he assumed that Giana must have gone to Lake Huron, as whenever she used to get furious, she went near water to find serenity there. When Theodore approached the shores of Lake Huron, to his surprise he couldn't find Giana anywhere, but in the moonlight he could see a girl standing near the shore. Theodore, who was agitated because of the way things were happening with him, started approaching towards the girl to ask whether she had seen Giana somewhere. But as soon as he went near the child, he discovered that the girl was merely crying, looking towards the lake. When he looked carefully, the age of the girl seemed 14 to 15 years. Night was nearing to finish, and just a few minutes were left for the clock to turn 12. Looking at the girl in this condition during this hour at night, Theodore started thinking about what she was doing at such a spot during the night. He walked to the girl and asked her the explanation for such a state that she was standing in near the seashore, in reaction to which the girl started crying even more, which was quite unusual and strange for Theodore. Then the girl continued asking for help from him, stating that he should take her to the other world, to her real love. But before Theodore could do anything, the girl disappeared in the air in front of his eyes, and he stood there thinking how such a thing could happen in the real world. Theodore couldn't understand anything, and therefore he thought that the best thing would be just to leave the place as soon as possible. So he started running from there in fear and eventually located his wife Giana standing at the end of the beach while running away from the spot where he had first seen the girl. He hugged her tight as soon as he saw her and grasped her hand to carry her back with him. But Giana was fixed there as if she were a stone and was not moving even an inch from there. She was merely looking towards the lake, which seemed to be the same spot where he had encountered the girl, and kept repeating one thing: "The girl has come to take me with her, and she is taking me with her." Theodore couldn't comprehend anything, but as he looked towards the direction where Giana was staring, his soul shuddered as the same girl was standing there, who had met Theodore only a while ago, but her face had turned entirely blue now, and her body was soaked in water. The girl looked entirely different from how she was looking a while ago when Theodore met her. Looking at her, it seemed as if she was not alive. The scene was so scary, and Theodore thought that he might faint looking at whatever was going on in front of him. Everything that was going on in front of him seemed like a movie, and it was really difficult to understand how was the thing even possible in the real world. Theodore felt very afraid after looking at the scene and tried to drag Giana away from there with all his effort, but Giana wasn't moving. Rather, she had now started heading towards the deep water of the lake. Theodore was trying very hard to drag her towards the ground, but it didn't have any effect on Giana, and at the very next moment, she just started following the girl and going inside the water with her. Theodore utilized all his strength, then suddenly he got a push from someone and fell far away. Until he could rise up and save Giana, she had perished in the sea. Giana was nowhere to be seen, and it was certain that she had left the world with the girl who came to take her with her. Theodore, who was very angry and had left Giana alone, had tears flowing down from his eyes, and he started crying loudly. There was no one on the beach who could save Giana. Theodore felt so upset that he actually jumped inside the sea to find Giana, but he could not find her anywhere, and it seemed as if he was about to drown as well. While he jumped in the water, a man observed Theodore drowning in the sea and hurriedly raced to help him. Theodore fainted as soon as he got out of the water. When he woke up and came back to his senses, he asked the man who had saved him about the girl whom Giana had followed and who had disappeared in front of him. When the man answered his inquiries about whatever had happened there, he received chills down his spine. The man calmed him down and started telling the story. He told him that the girl that he had seen was the soul of a 14-year-old girl, Minnie Quay. Minnie Quay used to live with her parents in the same area many years ago and loved one of the sailors very much. One day, when the sailor was going on a long voyage, Minnie was extremely excited on meeting him, but her parents were against the relationship between her and the sailor, and they didn't let Minnie go meet the sailor. Minnie waited for the sailor to return, but the sailor never did, and what she received after some days was the news that the sailor had passed away in a sea storm. After listening to the news, Minnie couldn't control herself, and she hurried towards the beach of Lake Huron. She grew so outraged that she started screaming at the people standing there, and some minutes later, she ended her own life by drowning in the Lake Huron. Since that day, nobody walks alone to the beach of Lake Huron, because whoever goes there alone, Minnie's soul takes them along with her in the water, drowns them, and kills them. Since that day, Theodore regrets every night that if he had placed his work aside for that night and had been with his wife, then his love would probably be living today. The story is based on a true incident, about which you may read online as well, and make sure that on Valentine's Day, you take out time for the people you love and do something special for them. If you like the story, then do subscribe to our channel, Bloody Monday, and keep watching for more such spine-chilling horror videos. Please do share the videos with your friends and family so that we could get motivation for uploading more of such spooky videos. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our eerie, heart-pounding videos. Keep watching and stay brave.